I just was listening to Perfect Pour. I have their jingles stuck in my head. Get out of my mind. Welcome to see Nitch. I'm Nitch. I'm a beer geek. I'm like a big one, massive, mondo. Beer is my life. There's beer in this mug. Doesn't mean I'm a drunk though. Okay, wait. Yeah, no, I'm probably a drunk, but it doesn't mean I'm always drunk. I live deliciously. I like tasting good things, so I don't just drink like shit tons of beer. When I say I'm a beer geek, it's because everything I do is beery. Yeah, I know. Like audio. I don't listen to a whole bunch of music, but I do listen to a lot of podcasts. And I wanted to share with you some of the ones that I think are awesome. This is kind of a wrap up of stuff, a little bit like my shirt collection one. I just want to like flash my beer geek. So I listen to a lot of podcasts. I'm going to put the full list of all of the different ones that I follow and a little synopsis on tastingnitch.com because I don't have time to actually talk about each one here, but there on the list you can just see what's there because maybe you're into something that I'm not. Oh, so Podcatcher, I use Antenna Pod because it is open source. It's a nicer application. It's made by good people. It's free. It's not as creepy. Something like Stitcher, again, they collect all your data, and I'm kind of a security and privacies nerd. Hashtag we make data porn. I listen to most podcasts on like 1.2 speed. I like speeding stuff up. Same for like YouTube. If you click the little cog thing, you can speed up these because I listen to so much stuff. I can be doing the dishes or playing a video and I just have it go faster because it saves me some time because I want to consume everything really fast. I'm gonna go ahead and start with that one, the Beer Temple Insiders Roundtable, which is still probably the worst name you can name a podcast thing, but it happens to also be a great podcast. So, Chris, whatever, you can do whatever you want. Chris Quinn from the Beer Temple in Chicago. He has YouTube videos as well, which are pretty good, but the roundtable is just a group. He gets together with other industry beer aficionados and brings up topics and talks, and they're really great. Like in California are some of the better podcasts. SD BEERTALK, fantastic. There's always different stuff going on, concise, lovely, even though recently found out that one of the dudes does not like coconuts in his beer, which I think makes us mortal enemies. Perfect Pour, it's silly, sometimes it's too long, they have a lot of inside jokes, it's kind of bro-ish, but at the same time kind of endearing, and I'm a little bit... I don't know, I listen to them a lot. But it's longer, so I do listen to them pretty fast forward. Yeah. And then For Brewers, they're just total nerds, really intelligent. I love their format. Again, really well produced, and they do live streaming stuff and the chat, like you can be interactive with them live, which I really appreciate. I think interactivity is the key for a lot of these. It's called social media, so if you're just broadcasting, then you're broadcasting. But I like that For Brewers is really interactive and super educational for brewers, so they know what they're talking about. Yeah. I would say one of my other top podcasts of all is the BEERISTS. They're out of Austin, Texas, I believe. It's for beer geeks. They have varying levels of life and understanding and awesome. They do the best on-air tasting notes. They also I like the music recommendations. They keep things fresh, and there are puns and banter and great comedy. It's just so well curated. The audio is lush. It's like liquid honey. John Rubio, the guy who's kind of running it, I think he's the ringleader. He's really dedicated. It's really consistent, and it's about the beer. It's about reviewing beer, and that's it. So I like that they're pretty exact. And there's also a chick on it who's she's a maiden. She's a queen. She's awesome. So don't expect her to be stupid flouncy girl talk. She's holds her own. She sometimes makes more dirty jokes than the guys even, which I respect. A new one, which I'm super digging, is the All About Beer magazine podcast. It just started maybe some months ago. I don't know. It's kind of new-ish. The format is great interviews really well put together. It's sponsored by Guinness though, which is a little weird, but can't, whatever, pay your bills. That's good. And then same, kind of like along the same, I'm not sure how they're connected, but then there's Steal This Beer, which is also connected with All About Beer, I think. They do beer taste, like blind beer tastings, which are really fun. So from someone who really likes to do taste analysis and sensory analysis, listening to them diagnose a beer before knowing what it is really educational. And speaking of educational, we have, of course, Brad Smith's Beersmith. I want to love that, but it's like so dry and horrible. I only really search that dialogue, the portfolio, when I have a question, because it's just not even fun to constantly listen to. It's weird. Yeah. Australia, we have Ale of a Time. They're Australian blog podcast thing. They do tours and talks and on location and just really great insights, even though I can't always understand what they're saying because, wacky accents. In the UK, the Beer O'Clock Show. Again, accents that I can hardly understand, talking about things I don't totally get. But it's nice to have that perspective. Like, they had a great recent podcast about the cask ale debacle debate that's going on. And they're doing one about, like, the 10 holy commandments of Untapped, which I find really funny. So that's good. Comedy stuff. Also, Irish Beer Snob, him and his wife do stuff. They're not always regular, but I like their perspective, and they're a team, and they're just great people. So definitely check out that one. Bonus stuff. Other stuff I listen to, I'm kind of like a weird nerd. Singing Bones. It's like a secret history of fairy tales, expanded perspectives. Yeah, that one. It's free thinking for dummies is what they say. It's all about conspiracy stuff, which I just love listening to. Same with like the Mythology podcast. That's about mythology stuff. And Eastern Border, because I know jack shit about the Soviet Union. So it's interesting to hear a man from Latvia giving you insider info on what's going on over there. Of course, Lore. If you like any of that myth stuff, Lore is beautiful. It's being turned into a TV show. Look out for that. That's going to be amazing. And then I like the audio drama stuff. So I listen to the No Sleep podcast, or like X-1, which is old school radio. That's like my bedtime kind of a thing. I like to pop in some like scary audio tales. Some of them are really good. Again, if you check out my website, I'll earmark some that I found like really like movingly scary. There was a Christmas one that like it was disturbed in a good way. A few other ones. Cigar Federation. I smoke cigars, so I love that. They just do great. Sometimes they're short, sometimes they're long, but they just make sense. There's a great catalog of all of their stuff. Technology, Outer Mode is the only gaming podcast I listen to. I've tried a bunch of other ones, to be honest. Even like there's this is only a test, which is kind of good, but Outer Mode is just hands down better. It's funny. It's inside the minds of gamers, and also up-to-date information on what's going on in gaming world. If you want to go uber nerd, Off the Hook, the 2600 podcast, East Coast hackers. They are just ridiculous. They're just they're childish. Along that same lines, there's the Hacker Public Radio, which just has little short podcasts that are about all kinds of random different things. Yeah, that's basically all of the stuff that I listen to. If you have any suggestions, let me know, because I can always add more to the list, particularly if it's beer related, or if it's not beer related. I would love to hear about what you listen to. And I'll see you guys later. Ciao.